When 8-year-old Lily Harrow handed her teacher a drawing of her parents dead in their living room, it was dismissed as a child's imagination. 2 weeks later, it happened, exactly as she'd drawn it. For the next 3 years, Lily would continue to draw each family member's death days before it occurred. Doctors called it trauma. The town called it a curse. But no one could explain how the drawings kept coming true. Lily Harrow was just 8 years old when the quiet town of Renbrook learned her name. She'd always been a quiet child, polite, soft-spoken, and endlessly curious. She spent hours alone, often perched by the window of her countryside home with her crayons and sketchbook, drawing the world around her. Then, one cold October morning, police found Lily sitting on the front steps of her house, barefoot and shivering. Inside, her parents lay dead in the living room, both of them struck violently, with no signs of forced entry. The town was shaken. But the true horror came hours later, when a teacher at Lily's school handed authorities a crayon drawing she'd confiscated days earlier. It showed her parents, lying in the exact positions in which they were found. The wallpaper matched. Even the time on the wall clock was accurate. And in the corner of the paper, in Lily's neat handwriting, was a date, 2 weeks before the murders. Child Services placed Lily with extended family. But the drawings, they didn't stop. Lily's aunt and uncle tried their best to provide a normal home. They enrolled her in school, set strict routines, and even took away her sketchbooks at night. But it didn't matter. Lily continued to draw, on napkins, on the backs of receipts, even into the condensation on window panes. 1 week after moving in, she handed her aunt a picture she'd drawn at breakfast. It showed her aunt crumpled at the base of the staircase, neck twisted at an impossible angle. They laughed it off. Until 3 days later, it happened, exactly as Lily had drawn it. Same bathrobe. Same chipped tile on the floor. A month later, a new drawing surfaced. Her cousin, face down in a full bathtub, arms limp, a rubber duck floating beside her. The family drained the tub, locked the bathroom, never left the child alone. Still, the cousin was found dead. The water had come from nowhere. Each drawing became eerily precise, right down to shadows, expressions, even the time of day on nearby clocks. And Lily never spoke a word about them. In the aftermath of the deaths, Lily was brought to specialists, therapists, neurologists, and child psychologists, all trying to explain what was happening. Most diagnosed her with severe post-traumatic stress and survivor's guilt. They said the drawings were her way of processing grief, that she was unconsciously recreating the scenes she feared most. But the dates didn't line up. The drawings always came before the deaths. Brain scans revealed no abnormalities. She wasn't delusional, psychotic, or experiencing hallucinations, at least not in any clinical sense. One neurologist suggested Lily might suffer from temporal hallucinations, claiming she had some rare sensitivity to future events, a phenomenon science had no way of measuring. But no one, not one, could explain how she was able to illustrate deaths with such detail before they occurred. And Lily never claimed to be predicting anything. She always said the same thing, in a soft, flat voice. "I just draw what I see." Over time, Lily's sketchbook took on a dark reputation in Renbrook. Locals began calling it the Black Book, though it wasn't black at all, just a cheap, spiral-bound pad she carried everywhere. Her relatives, terrified, locked it in a trunk in the attic. But not before noticing something chilling. Every page was dated, and each death matched the date after the drawing. Then they found one more sketch, a self-portrait. Lily's face drawn in heavy charcoal. Eyes missing. Below it, a date. Exactly 1 year from that day. Panicked, the family burned the sketchbook. But the drawings didn't stop. Lily began sketching on napkins, on the undersides of tables, even into the dust on the windowsills. Once, she used lipstick on the bathroom mirror. Another time, she carved a face into the floorboards with a fork. The family had destroyed the book, but not the visions. By the time Lily was 11, fear had taken over the entire household. Her surviving relatives were no longer grieving, they were paranoid. They hid pencils, ripped up paper, and kept her away from anything she could draw on. They tried to homeschool her, isolate her, forbid any talk of death. But the drawings always returned. One uncle, desperate, boarded up her room from the outside, nailed it shut, covered the walls in blank white canvas. That night, he found a fresh drawing in the ashes of the fireplace, a perfect charcoal sketch of his own face, with smoke rising behind him. They started sleeping with the lights on. Some stayed at hotels. Others never returned to the house at all. No one dared to speak to Lily unless they had to. The town's whispers grew louder. She's not predicting death, she's causing it. And in the middle of it all, Lily just kept drawing, expressionless, silent, watching, as if she already knew who was next. The night before Lily's 12th birthday, the house fell silent. Her door, once sealed tight, hung open. Her bed was untouched. Her shoes were still beside it. But Lily was gone. Pinned to the wall above her desk was a single, new drawing. It showed the house, her uncle's old estate, completely engulfed in flames. Every window lit with fire. Inside, for figures could be seen, silhouettes of the surviving family members, their mouths wide in silent screams. No one knew when the drawing was made. That night, a violent storm rolled over Renbrook. At 2:17 a.m., a lightning bolt struck the house's eastern side. Within minutes, it was burning, just as Lily had drawn it. 4 bodies were found in the rubble. Lily's was not one of them. No footprints. No witnesses. No leads. Only the drawing remained, untouched by flame. To this day, the people of Renbrook still whisper her name. Some say Lily Harrow was psychic, cursed with the burden of foresight. Others insist she was possessed, that something dark spoke through her hand. A few, the quietest ones, believe she wasn't causing death at all, but warning of it. In 2022, a sealed envelope appeared at the doorstep of the rebuilt Harrow home. Inside was a drawing in Lily's unmistakable style, a smiling family standing peacefully in a garden. No one recognized the faces. At the bottom was a single line, scrawled in small handwriting. Not all deaths are bad. To this day, no one knows who left it there, or what it meant.